Hey dear friends, welcome to my video. In this video, we'll see how to show the string array, an array of strings in the recycler view in your Android app. So let's begin. We'll create a new project. Layout doesn't matter, and we can name it as recycler view uh, set array. I know the name doesn't make sense, but it anyway doesn't matter. I'm choosing the latest version of HDK, but the concept will remain similar for the previous versions as well. Yeah, so let's wait for our environment to load up. In the meantime, I'll quickly show you one page. This from developer Android developer page, and they have shown this very nicely how to create a dynamic listing in your recycler view. So they have given all sorts of steps and even a sample code for the class. So we'll be using more or less this class only with little to no modification. In fact, this will work as it is. So yeah, I'll try to stick to minimal changes so that you can refer to this class as it is. And of course, we'll be creating another layout as well. And yeah, we'll show you the steps. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that this class could be an important one which we'll be using or referring in our code as well. Okay, perfect. The environment is loaded up, and yeah, in parallel, I'll also start my emulator. It doesn't harms anywhere. Okay, so first and foremost, as I was showing, I'll create a new class which is basically custom adapter. Probably I can do some changes instead of using as it is whole code. I'll change the name of the class itself so that it makes more sense that what is happening here. So I'll just click on new and then go for this Java class, and then yeah, you can keep it as it is also, or probably I'll do is recycler view. Okay, spelling is wrong. Recycler view custom adapter. It yeah, class name doesn't matter, but yeah, it will be, you have to use the same class name across later on. So okay, so my emulator has come up, but anyway, I'll just minimize it as we don't need it as of now. Yeah, so first let me quickly complete this class. So one thing is I can just use the contents from here. I'll do one thing, I'll just copy paste, that may be a better idea. And I am pasted here, but yeah, I'll just need the last braces which I don't need. And also of course this extend should go here, so I'll just remove it. I'll paste this part of my function, my method as well, my class as well on my portal of course. But yeah, you can refer to the other page as well. I'll provide the link of this in the description also, and in my website as well. Okay, so I think some of the places I may have to do little changes, as I told, like since we have changed the name of the class, so we have to accordingly change it at other places. So say for example, this is for the constructor, this is for the extending the right class, right for my class name. Okay, if I scroll further down, so I may have to import all these objects. So yeah, I imported one by one. The only a couple of things is left is I need a text view in this particular layout. So I can again change this name also here, or I can keep it same. It doesn't matter, but I will have to create a layout now. So I can go to my resource folder, layout, and over here I can create a new layout resource. And okay, this time I'll not do much change. I'll keep the name as it is, so that the moment it's created is fine. By default, it's taking constraints layout, but I think I'll prefer the frame layout. Yeah, it doesn't matter again, but yeah, I'll try to stick to the default one. And over here, yeah, frame layout is created, so I can just add a text view, and that should be more than sufficient is what I feel. If I quickly check the code, yeah, so and I can quickly show you here as well if I scroll further down. So similarly they have also done it. Yeah, but creation of layout is one of the simplest way. If I come back here, automatically if you notice this and this both has got resolved to my this particular layout and this particular text view what we have added over here. Perfect. Okay, so my class is done. Now I'll switch to the our main class or main application layout as well. So first and foremost, what I will need is I will have to use a recycle view. I don't think I need a text view, so I'll just delete this, and probably I'll add a button to trigger the things. I'll show you what the button is for in one recycler view. Okay, so by default it takes the computer space. That's also is fine, but I think I'll just minimize it because I want to show something. That's why I'm just minimizing. I will be changing or toggling between the linear and the grid method. So that's why, yeah. Okay, so for button, I'll just quickly give the constraints and name this button as probably uh, uh, recycler view list. Okay. Oh yeah, so recycler view list will list of whatever. Okay, so we are anyway going to provide a method behind this button, but before that let me complete the layout quickly. And I think that's all. I can provide an id also here because I will be I'll require to refer to this recycler view from my java code, and for that this id becomes important. Now if I go back to my main activity, main java code, first and foremost I'll create is a public method, public void and button recycler view list. You can name this method anything, it doesn't matter anyway. But yeah, we have to go back to the layout and associate this method to the on click attribute of this particular button. So if I scroll down on this on click attribute, yeah, over here, if I come back to my java code, the color of this method will change from light gray to a bit bluish kind of thing. Yeah. Now I will quickly create a couple of class variable. One is the recycler view itself, and I will in the onCreate method, what I'll do is I'll quickly find view by id r.id dot recycler view. Perfect. Other one could be the recycler view. Okay, so I have to come back here and I'll create one more class variable called recycler view dot the layout manager. Then I think this one, yeah, perfect, and I can name it as layout manager recycler view. I know the names sometimes are long, but it's sometimes important. Uh, in longer code, it yeah, if the naming conventions are properly followed, it helps in long and sophisticated code to understand which variable is for what. Anyway, the last one what we need is yeah, for our custom adapter, the class which we have created, we will need a local variable for that in our main class so that we can yeah, refer to that. Perfect. Okay, so first and foremost what we'll do is okay, I wanted to show this layout manager. There are two options, one is a grid and the other one is a linear. So I'll do one by one for both. So here I think I can go for, I'm not sure, yeah, first I'll go for linear main activity dot this, and then I can set this as my, sorry, recyclerView dot set layout manager, and I can set this layout manager recyclerView. Okay, I'll do one thing, I'll also create another one right away. I'll just yeah, and this one will be nothing but the grid layout manager, and here I have to set two things. One is of course the context, and the other one will be the span count, which basically, since it's a grid, so how many spans in a particular row is required. So I'll start with 2, we can go for 3 also, or 4, I mean we'll see, we'll toggle this. Okay, so one by one we'll do. First probably we'll start with the, okay, so I'll just linear layout, and I'll comment out this one. First let's start with the grid, that will be more interesting to see. Grid layout, okay, and then this line will be responsible for setting that layout. Perfect. Okay, now I will go to my main not this a main method but the button on click method, and this is where main functionality will happen. So here we will create a string array first and foremost, and yeah, string, or I'll just strings array. And what I can do is I can just make it a, no, why do I need a new, I can just create it like something like that. So I don't know, I mean probably what I'll do is one abc, then probably I'll just control c, control e. No, I will change it, don't worry. Yeah, so let me change it to something like 2 3 4, and instead of abc I'll just put def ghi jkl. Yeah, probably I'll do one more thing. So these are like arrays, so these are the different elements which will come in the my recycler view. But I will do one more thing, I'll just add few more text in some of these. So say for example, this is the first comment by programmer world. Okay, and what I can do is I can probably copy paste this line and paste it. Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. Perfect. And instead of first, I can just change it as second, third, fourth. Perfect. Okay. Okay. So once my data is available, what I have to set in the recycler view. So what I can do is I can set this data as a part of this my custom adapter what we have created earlier as a variable. And this what we can do is new and recycler view custom adapter, and the things it will require is a string array, and I'll tell you show you why. Just first let me keep this parameter here. Now if I go to this class here, so if I quickly go here, so if you see the constructor of this require is this one, which requires an string array as its data set, and that's what it sets it as a class variable, local data sets, which is a class variable for this particular class. Okay, nevertheless, don't get complicated, but the thing is this is the constructor which when we are initializing over here in this line number 44, we have to set it by passing on the our elements which we want to set it for this custom adapter. I think most of our job is done now. We have to just set this adapter in our recycler view, and that's it. Perfect. Now we can rerun and see how it comes in our in our emulator, not the adapter. And in the meantime, I'll just do a bit of cleanup here. Okay, I have to show both, right? Linear, and I'll just mark it as 1 and probably this is 2. So initially I have started with the grid. Yeah, so since we have given the span count of 2, it has come as 2, right? So this is the first element, this is the second element. So ABC is the first comment in, by I think I missed. I'm not sure uh, why B is not coming. Probably I got it. I think I missed putting N here, which was required to push it to the next or new line. Okay, I'll just okay. But before I set here, if you scroll down, you can see 3 and 4 is also coming. Okay, and yeah, perfect. And if I run it again, then okay. So one thing more I'll do is I'll just increase the size of the text. Probably what for that what I'll do is I'll just quickly go to my this one and increase the size of the text view. So probably what I'll do is from 14 to I'll increase to 24. Perfect. Now quickly let me run. I'm expecting to fix both the things here, both the issues. One was it should start from the new line, and let me see. Perfect. So if you see the by programmable starts from a new line, of course because we have increased the size of the text as well. So yeah, it's getting split into multiple lines, but that's fine. If I scroll down, wow, it comes as a yeah scroll. I can do one thing. I can quickly change it to 3 and see how it comes. But I really think it may be a not very tidy. It was expected because yeah, no, it's very much clumsy here. Yeah, so I think I'll keep it as 2 here. But also, no, I'll do one thing. I'll just change it to linear view and see how it comes. So I'll just uh, uncomment the code here. So yeah, and I'll comment this part. Although I said 2, but it doesn't. Yeah, I'm going for a linear layout now, and linear layout is of course basically this span count of 1. That's what I mean. It will be linear. So yeah, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Yeah, so that's all. I think this helps really. I mean recycler view helps in putting the data or putting the your items in a more of a dynamic way. It really helps, and the only thing is you have to create a separate your class once it's there, and it will take care of most of the stuffs, how to manage in your recycler view, and then that's all I guess. So I think by default for my presentation, I will leave it in a grid layout with a span of 2. But yeah, as I've already shown, it's also possible for a linear layout. So this is the default. I will just leave it for the presentation. So that's all. I hope this video was useful to you. If you have any questions or suggestions, then please put in the comment section below. And if you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye.